stand up. Hello everybody and welcome. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Well, I just wish to thank you all very much for your wonderful comments on the blue and white wreath that we did yesterday. Today I'm going to show you first. I forgot all about these, and they're only, let me see, 6 inches wide, 2 half crescent little moon shaped wreaths. Now what I want to do is place them together with some wire around here and then attach it's going to be in a letter S, and then what we call the Hogarth shape, and I'm going to attach it with some wire, and we're going to do an arrangement around there. It's only little, so I thought I'd do something small, you know, for the people who are just starting out, or you know, the beginners, or maybe even the advanced. So, oh, the cat's going to lie all over, oh goodness, all over a bag full of flocked foliage. He's going to start calling him Snowy. So we're going to do that with those, and what I'm going to do with them is attach a poinsettia in between where I've connected them. So that's going to sit there. I want to put a little ribbon on. Well, I say little, you know me. I'm just going to put a ribbon on, but it's only going to be I've just chosen one because we're doing it just in reds. One traditional Christmas checkered ribbon, and this one hasn't got any wire in it, but I want to use it because I may use it just for little tail ends hanging down. So that's the ribbon choice. The wire I've got is copper wire. I've got silver, but I'm going to use copper with it being a brown wreath, and also I've got the wire what's got the paper over it, but I've tried that and the paper just keeps coming off, so I've gone for the copper wire instead. So what we're going to use first of all, apart from just a single poinsettia, I've got 4 out, because again with this I want to put one here, and I want to hang 2 down here. In fact, I could get my red beads to hang down as well. And I'm going to do this on the worktop. So I've got 4 of those. So 4 and 1, 5. So odd numbers. Now I've got some of my holly again. I want to hang just a little bit down at the bottom, and maybe the odd little bit around as well. I've got my just a twined fern from Lily Jades, and I love this. And I'm going to place some of that on for movement, and plus it's wispy, and I love wispy. So we've got that. Now I've got these. I've only got 2 left, only because I've only ordered 2. Because, well, I ordered 3, but I've used 1 because I wanted to check them out before I used them, and I love them. Twiggy bits, look at those, and they are really, really long. I think they was got to be 85 centimeters. I don't know what that is in inches, guys, but they've got a bit of like artificial moss on, just to pretend that it's going a little green, and I like that because it's a natural look. So I may just add the odd little bit of this on. I'm not sure yet. I've got my conifer as well. I've got all snowy bits on. But I've got my conifer, and we're going to add in a bit of that as well. Again, as I state, if you haven't got this, get some cypress leaves or cedar, whichever, you know, you've got at hand or you can grab at the time. And but you know me, guys, with this, it's an all year round tree in the UK, and people use it for their borders along their fencing to give a little bit more privacy. I've got out some ivy as well, because I may use this as filler, or I may use it just to dangle down as well with the other little bits. Again, I've got these out. It's only because I like to use this at Christmas, especially because they give that soft feel, touch, and they soften the arrangement. So I've got the sugar coated sage leaves, as you can see, a little bit of glistening on, and I love these. Now I've cut some down off a stem because I had no more left, so I've cut different sizes down, a few long and a few shorter, to place on our arrangement as well. Now I went into my bucket of red Christmas things, and I found again at the bottom some oddments, or should I say these are scraps, actually, not oddments, some scraps. So I thought I may put some of this in, or all of it, you know, and it's got some wispy grass in, a bit of fern or cedar. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in. I've also got out my red glittered bay leaf. So I've, I think, what did I get out? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've got 6 out. That's an odd number. Even number. I usually go for the odd. But I'll probably only just use about 5, or I may use the 6. Who knows? Now, I've had this a while, and I don't know whether I like it or not. So I've only got 3 stems. And I haven't ordered any more because I'm a bit unsure. I've got some silver dollar eucalyptus, but in red. So I've got it in mauve, like a mauve colour, or a vintage pink. I've got it in black. I've got it in, obviously, green. And I've got it in a baby pink as well. I think I've got it in, I think, like a autumnal colour also. So I may just see what this looks like in it. I can't leave it sitting in the bucket doing nothing and looking at it and thinking, oh, I don't know. I'm going to try it. You don't know till you try. So I've got that. And then I've got a bag of a few flocked pine needles. Well, flocked, I say dusted, that I may, and they're the light sage colour that I'm going to use inside as well, just to give it a little bit of a Christmas theme to add to it. So that is all our... Now I haven't planned this because I don't even know where I'm going to place the ribbon, how it's going to sit or anything like that. And I haven't even tried to attach these 2 little wreaths together. I don't know if it'll hold or anything. We're just going to play it by ear. And if it doesn't hold, I'll make it hold. So let me bring the camera down, guys. Again, I don't want to do lots because I, get a lot of elements, because I am taking into consideration the people who are just beginners. Now, can I move that bucket full of poinsettias? Let's just move it a little bit closer. So I'm going to do it like that. Now, these crescent-shaped miniature wreaths are not very packed with grapevine. So you can still see the metal frame through. some of it, like that one here. You can still see the metal frame. So, but once we place everything in, we will cover all of that. So let's have a look. So if I don't know whether to turn it on the better side. Like so, because I want to attach it like that, I'm just placing the two thin ends together so it forms the letter S. Let's have a look. That's the better side on that one as well. So we'll do it like that. I've got my weaving needle out to attach the wire through. I've just cut a bit of a long length. I don't mind if I waste a little bit. Oh, it's nearly hit me in the face because I've got plenty of this. So I'm just going to place that through the weaving needle. Just bend the end that's come through just slightly up so the weaving needle can hold it in place as I thread it. So I'm going to go under the frame, then under the frame of the wreath on here, and come back around and go around a few times. So let's just, gosh, the wire, go under. As you can see, there's a piece of frame in there, so I'm going to go under that, not over it. And then I'm just going to go straight through, if I can. I don't want it to go low, so straight through this side. If I can pull it, there we go. Pull a bit on it, because I want the length to be able to go through. Did I do that right? I think I did that wrong. See, wrong already. So, oh gosh. I told you I didn't plan it, guys. I could turn it around the other way, but I want to keep the better side upwards. So it sits like the letter S. So we're going under here first and then through. And once I've gone through this one, I will go under the metal wire and this one. Oh, the metal frame behind, or the grapevine. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Like so. And then I'm going to go over with the wire and then go back through. But I'm going to go back through not in the same place, I don't think. I'm just going to, because I want it to secure along here. So I'll go through here. Or just under there. And I'm just going to pull it through here first. I will pull it tight once we get more along the way. Just be careful because this wire will fold and if you've got, you know, problems with your health issue with your hands, use your snips to just help you pull it through. Then back through this one. I can get it under. It's very tight. I've got this one loose here to pull it in case it's just too loose as I'm threading the copper wire through. Then I'm pulling it a little and then going through again because it's still not secure enough. There. It's like being a seamstress, guys. Just place that one above because that's where it needs to be. Just pull again. And then what I'm going to do now, I've done it 2 or 3 times. Oh, I've caught up. I'm going to move that one out the way. And I'm going to go just back. Because I want this to be tight. Because as you can see, it's moving still. So I want it to be tight. So I'm going to see if I can go through. Oh my goodness. No, I can't go through now. I've pulled it tight. So what I will do, I will pull it really tight with my hands again. Use your snips if if you've got problems with your hands. So I'm going to wrap it around now a couple of times with the shorter piece and then through with the longer piece. We want it exceptionally tight. And I'm just pulling on it. As you can see, there's virtually any movement now. I'll just go round a bit further up here. And then once I've joined this bit here, I will pull and then twist like you would with your floral wire. It's quite thick, this. I think it must be an 18 or a 16 gauge wire. And I'm going to twist till it's got about 1 inch. Or 2 inch max. I'm going to cut that off. We don't need that. I'm going to get my little snips, what I use for certain things, and I'm going to place the copper wire inside the grapevine. If I can get it in, press it down so it doesn't scratch. Yep, that's fine, guys. So we've just wrapped it up. It's not very neat, but I can cover the back with a leaf or something. So I'll cover the mechanics. So that is what we've done. rid of that. Oh, my coffee. Oh, it's cold. Now, what I want to do, I've got this the way that I'd be looking at it if I turned it around. Because I want to just measure with the big, because this poinsettia is going to go in between here. So if I just place it around here somewhere, if I can, I will cut the stem slightly shorter. I think I'm going to have that around there. So now I know with that one, because you could put a bow here at the top or on each end here. I may even do that. I may just put a few tail ends at the bottom just to give it a different feel. Where's my scissors? So I'm going to dovetail it, and I'm just going to fold it in half, and the bit that's folded in half there with what's closed, that bit is the open side. Cut from the closed side down at an angle right down to this corner here. So you go slightly up, cut, and then you have what you call a dovetail. So let me just, yeah, I'm going to do it there. So I'm going to do about 10 inch. Now, do I do, I don't know whether to do, I'm doing it in my hand at the moment because not everybody has got a bow maker. They're not expensive. I don't go for the easy bow maker because that is over here when I've searched for it, it's quite expensive. I want to be able to see the bow at the side. So yeah, about there. So let me just measure how. Right, so that actually is, believe it or not, at 14 inches. So when I fold it like that, it will be 7. So I've folded it under, and then as I come towards me, I twist, because there is a good side and a bad side to this pattern. The bad side is where you see this little stitch in here. It's, you know, it's got spaces in between, but on here it's just flowing beautiful. So let me just place that in my hand, twist, so the good side is up, measure 14 inch again, go under, away from yourself, place it in, and to measure that they're both the same, do that, and if they meet at the top, then it's done. So do I do 3? Because I don't want lots and lots of loops. I want to just, again, think of the beginners who haven't done bows before. Do I do 3? I may do 4. Then twist. Measure 14 inch on your mat. Again, bend it under, away from yourself. Place it in between your thumb and finger and just push it in. Measure, and they're correct. So I'm going to leave, and then twist because I want the right side up. I'm going to leave the tail end coming up here. So I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to eyeball this. I will cut it down. So I'll cut it there, and I have just cut it to 9 inch. So then I'll get the little one what's got no wiring at all. And I'm just going to cut this at a diagonal angle without folding it. Oh, that was rubbish. It moves because it's got no wire in. I'll do it after, guys, once it's attached. So because it's got no wire in, I'm going to just place this on top of all my loops. That one's down at the bottom. And I'm just going to do just a small little, you see, I don't need it really because it's in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have some tail ends. And on here, I'm just going to cut. I don't need to cover my mechanics. And I'm going to get a cable tie. Place it through here, through my thumb and finger that's holding the ribbon. Go around to place your cable tie in. And pull. Now let me just manipulate my loops slightly to make the letter X. Oops, that's the wrong way around. Right way. And then pull tight. So now I've pulled tight. You can just manipulate your bow into the letter X. Then go to the back, cut this cable tie off. And I've forgotten to put a floral wire in. So because they're only thin, I'll be able to force one through. Usually I do it before I pull tight on the cable tie. Always moving further, guys. Further onto my stuff. Oh, my hands are slippy. So let me just... See, and this will show you how to do things. Now I've made the mistake. Oops. Oh my goodness, I pulled it out. There we go. And then grab it at the other side and pull. And then just twist your bow. Like so. I could actually bring those two down instead. So I'm going to dovetail these. Now the little ones, again, I'm just going to go down at an angle. I have to go slow at this, guys, because they don't always, sometimes, because they haven't got wire in, they move and they make that mistake. So we'll do this one. There we go. And I'll save keep the ribbon out for if I want some at the bottom. So I'll have these two dangling down. And now fluff up my bow again. Oops. Placed it upside down. Gosh, I am getting it wrong. And there you have your ribbon. I'm going to cut that actually a little bit shorter. Like so. So I want, I face that way. I want that here. Then I want the poinsettia to sit in it. So you've got the loops just coming out from each side. So let's get our ribbon in. Because I've got 2 pieces left from the wire here, I'm going to wrap one around just to strengthen the stem, because that's what we're placing in. I could go through the back with it, but I don't want to. I want to just place it in like I would any floral. Because we've got the poinsettia sat on top, that's going to hold it in. So let's just dip it in a bit of glue. If you've not got a glue pan, a glue gun is also fine. Let me make sure. So I'm going to place that. And just push that into the grapevine. So now I have, just get the glue off my hands. We have the ribbon now in. Again, you could put a little bit of ribbon dangling down here as well, but I want this poinsettia also now to sit within the grapevine, and I'm going to just cut it at an angle. I cut it off the stem but didn't angle it. Right, what's wrong with that? Let me just get a little bit of glue, because that don't look sturdy enough. So I'm just going to move, because I want this one down here, I'm just going to move that out of the way. I'm going to fold up the poinsettia, just going to turn it towards me. There we go. And then bring the loops into the position that I'd like them. I'm keeping that here because I may want that to lean over. So if you notice with your poinsettias, it doesn't always work because they don't always do it like that. But you've got the, what's that? Oh, glitter, non-glitter, meaning sequins, sorry, meaning sequins on the leaf on the top. Then you go sequins, non, and you go sequins, non, and sequins, non, and here you haven't got any, so leave. Then that's how that finishes. So then the others 3 in the center, or 2, depending on how many you've got, so then that is like so. Doesn't that look pretty? So we've got that like that. So I'll move out the ribbons in case we want to use those again. And let's start with our foliage. Now I'm going to start with the red eucalyptus. It's on paperback actually, so I may be able to just rip pieces off. We'll place one there, take the tag off. Take little pieces off if we can. Well, I say little. One, two, three. Take all the paper off because it makes it look messy. And you don't want a messy job. Right. I'm going to take 5 off. Take that one off. 4. Just to start with. I'm going to take the paper off. It just makes it messy on the stem. We'll place that there. Oh, I've got one spare. It's come off. So what I'm going to do with these, obviously I'm not going to just leave them straight like that. I don't like that. I like to have movement in my foliage and floral. So I just bend at the bottom of the stem to the right, then back to the left at the top, just to give it that little bit of movement and fluff it, you know, and make it look more natural. So I'm going to bring one out here. So I'm just going to lift up my ribbon and just slide it in the grapevine. Oh, I tried to grab there, guys. There's nothing there. And again, because it's wired, you can lift it up. You know, you can manipulate it a little bit more, just so it falls into a position you'd like to see it. A little bit of the stem. I'm going to bring one this side as well. And they are push-ups as well. You can maneuver, you know, manipulate the leaves to go further up the stem. As you can see, if I can do it, there you go. You can move it up to towards the top. On this occasion, I'm not going to do that. Again, cutting the stem slightly shorter. I'm going to place one here. I'm going to have one here and one here. So I'll lift up the ribbon here. Oh, let's use that one. It's not got the paper on it. And then I'm going to place one down here. I may use one to go down here. when we have some bits that are hanging. You could bring some in, you know, intermingle them within the poinsettia petals. I don't know what that is. So I've done it like that. Again, I may place one when it comes down here. In fact, I may place it in now. I'm going to bend this, but only slightly. I don't want it too much. Let's move the petals, the leaves around so they're all facing the same way, near enough. So we're going to place this one right at the bottom. Just get rid of that little bit of glue. And have that hanging. So we're going to have it going around and then just down like that, if you can see. So I'll hang on, because I may bring the odd ones up here. So it does look quite nice actually. Better than I imagined. But again, I always say try it before you decide you don't like it. Hence the reason I don't order a lot of some things if I've never had them before. I just want to see what they like to start with. Right, I want to place in some of our conifer. I like to use a conifer around, mainly around the back. I do bring it to the front. I'm going to bring it like, so the red can bounce off of the dark green. Gosh. Let me glue that on, guys. I don't know what's on that. I can't get it off. No. It must be something what was come with the manufacturers when they made it. But I'm going to glue this back on. Again, for you new beginners, if you get a leaf or something pops off, glue it back on, because if it comes off once, it's going to come off again, and you don't want the customer receiving something from you and the leaves are dropping off. So again, I'm going to go push it in there, and the center one of these has got wire in, so I will slightly lift that up. I'm having that sticking out because it's like the centre part. Now the others I follow the suit of, you know, the way the wreath goes. So if I'm placing some more in here, I will go downwards like that because the arrangement is going down. So I will place them in like that. And then above, I will place them coming upwards like so. So as you can see, now this is coming around the top. And I'm going to do 3 here, 1, 2, and then 1 on the end. Like so. Just lift that center one up, like that bit of glue. And I'm lifting the center one up just to give it a little bit of movement, a natural movement. So we've got it like that. So I'm going around upwards. Now on the bottom, oh, I've got 3, that's good. I'm going that way. Again, this is classed as, especially, I don't know if it's an artificial, but in fresh, is the Hogarth arrangement. Basically meaning a letter, like a letter S. So that one will come downwards. Then I'll bring this one. Mind you, there's that bit of frame, so I'm going to have to go in between here where it's tighter. And I know it will hold. Let's see, now that's moving a little. We'll get it in. We'll cut it shorter. I'll just place a little bit more glue on so it can attach itself. Just take the glue off of the top. And then now I've got here, I want to go here. But I'm taking into consideration, I've got this drooping down. So I could bring that here to meet up like this one, or I've got the choice of bringing it down. So because I'm taking this down, I'm going to place this one going downwards. I'll put again a bit of glue on to attach. So it's strong. Just wipe that little bit of glue off. And again, the centre one with it having the wire in, just manipulate it. I can bring it under or bring the just bend that one down a bit. I don't want it. So I've done it like that. Doesn't that look wonderful? So if you have anything like this, 2 little things that you don't know what to do with, here's a great idea. Attach them together and make something beautiful. So I'm going to attach our pine tree leaves. Again, not all of them. And these I've left some long. Now there's a front and a back, because on the back the main central part of the leaf sticks out more, and on the front it's flatter. So I'm going to do a similar thing with these. I'm going to go here and attach these and just bend it slightly so it looks like it's going upwards. I've got smaller ones I could place up here, so we've got a bit of greenery behind the poinsettia. I want to use the longer ones. I'm going to place one here and one at the bottom first to make sure I've got enough to go there. I'm going in between the conifers. got one down at the bottom. I'll bring that here. Let's try and get that one in. Got, there we go, I think. No, it's not going, so let me take the glue off. I always take the glue off just so I haven't got a thick clump of glue and it won't go in again because there's too much glue what's dried. There we go. I'm just going to have that then like so. So let's see how many bigger ones I've got left. 2. So I could bring one here and then one in the same place over here. So let's do that. Oh, let me make sure I don't get any glue on the leaf. So we'll go down here. And again, I'm making sure that the leaf that is going around that way. So I'll just manipulate it slightly just to give it that curve. Like that. Now do the same thing on the one above, around here. Just make sure the front, there we go, the right way up. I have done that before where I've done the, forgotten to check the leaf and it's, I've placed it in upside down. I'll just bend that one slightly as well. So it's coming up. Let's check that there's nothing coming through the opposite side. No. Fabulous. There. So I've got the smaller ones. Again, I could even add the smaller ones on the top because I like to bring what's on the back. Not everything, but some of the stuff, what's on the back, and bring it on the top, depending on the size of things. Sometimes I would bring the conifer up, but because this is only small, it will take over. So I may bring smaller pieces up here when we get to that level. So I will leave those aside as well. Now I have got the big twiggies. Let me just get one out. Now I like to use these in wreaths, especially like spring, summer wreaths. No more. No, I know you play with it. You know, anything really, because twigs and things are always around all year round. And there's nothing on these, but that doesn't matter. That adds to the, you know, twiggy effect. If you just manipulate these wires, you could even wrap them around your finger and give them a little bit of a swirl. Even the ones here, you could just go like that and give those a swirl instead of staying straight. But sometimes I like some straight, some I just bend slightly. So things like that, and just to add those in, look fabulous. So I want to see what's connecting this. So we've got, as you can see, I've got a piece here and it's attached to there and also here. So I'm wondering if I could pull that off. No, it's carrying on down. So let me snip that. In fact, I'll snip it halfway so it can stay on a bit on this one. Now these look very thick. I'm sure I can get those in. Let me just cut it around, oops, around this length. Oh, they're not that hard to cut. Oh, that's good. I'll just cut it in more of an angle. They're not that hard. I thought they was going to be super hard. And what I'm going to do with these, I want to place one somewhere around here, one here and one here. So I want 3. Again, we've got, let's bring all those up. Here's the other one. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim that there because we don't want that excess sticking up or just a chunk. Not on this one anyway. So I'm going to just cut it a certain length. If it needs trimming down, then I shall trim it. Like so. You could save those and add these into an arrangement, you know, even if it's just the stick. I don't throw things like that away if I know I can use it to make something look really pretty. So I've got that one there. So again, these are too long. I don't want these sticking out like that. So hence the reason I will just wrap them around my finger, shorten the stem. Again, some bits I will leave slightly long. Just to bring the stem slightly down a bit. And then just play around with it. That one's like that. See, and then I could have that one somewhere around here. Excuse me. I think my husband's home. I didn't realise what time it was. And again, that one's too long. I don't want that sticking out. Either chop it down or just give it a little bit of a, you know, a springy look. Like it's got some sort of it's a metal spring. I just bend some of them as well. And then I can place that one up here. So let's get these in first, because with them being quite big stems and this is quite gapy, so I know I can get these in without any problem. Now if it was a tight wreath, I may struggle slightly, so I'd probably have to take these off individually or purchase some that are, the stem isn't so thick. So, and you can manipulate these once they're in, again, to how you'd like them to sit. Just make them look a bit twiggy. I like that. I think this is a bit long, this stem. So let's do the same with this one. And you can manipulate these through all your foliage and everything once you've got it, you know, got other things in. I've just caught myself with the glue. I told my friend Colette to get a skillet pan because she keeps burning herself on a glue gun, bless her. So that is there. I could even bring one of these through the bow, like that. And again, just play. I love things like this because you can manipulate them so well. It's lovely. And then we've got the one here that we'll place down here. Or will I place it here instead? No, I'm going to place it here because we've got things hanging there. So let's have a look. I'll just cut that one down a little as well. And I'll do the triangle. There we go. Let's get that glue. And do the same thing with this. So that's what we've added with our twiggy bits. Doesn't that look wonderful? Now let's get in our dusted twined fern. Again, this will add more movement as well. And we can bring some of this up. Let me take that prong off. Got some else. I'm considering placing one of these here. I did cut one down really small because it was right on the end, so we'll use that one. And I'm going to go under here as well. Hi, Hern.
Hello.
Do you like what I've done with two little wreaths? I've attached them.
S for super shine.
Yes, S for your name, yeah.
Exactly.
See, I'm thinking of you, honey.
Exactly.
So, I'll bring that there. So we've got that little bit of movement around the poinsettia. I never thought of that, guys. S for my husband's initials, Shane. Super Shane, he said. So I'm going to bring this one just slightly above. I want, again, to fill that little gap here. So we're going to use them around there. And I'm going to come here. And again, I'm not going to, you know, really overload it. I say that, don't I, guys? I say it all the time. And I'm going to come here. So I've got the triangle, if you can see here. Flat side of the triangle, or even that could be the flat side. But I always say the one that's furthest away is the point. That's just the way I see it. And then the flat side to the point there of the triangle. So then I'm bringing this one here just to fill that little gap there with a bit of the same foliage. Lift up the ribbon because we don't want to get that caught with any glue. So there's one here. So I've got that there. Now I want to, with this one, bring here. I don't want to overload it too much down here with things. I do want to, I did cut a piece of holly off to have a look as well. And I do want to place a little bit of holly around here. So I don't want to go too much. So let's place, in fact, I'm going to place one here. Bring that there. And I'm going to bring one just here as well. And again, the triangle. I'm bringing in the triangle position. And for you new beginners, working in odd numbers and doing triangular positions, it gives your arrangements the look, balances it out, and makes it look more pleasing to the eye. I need something here. I may place another one of those. We may see as we go along. I've got one left. See now. These are lovely. I just want to keep, I may do that, separate, you know, or actually bring it up here, bend the stem, then just separate the two leaves either side. So they look like they're both going down that centerpiece there. What do you think so far, guys? Lovely or lovely? And I don't want to place in masses of holly. The reason I don't want to do it is because it's quite bushy and it's quite full. So I don't want it to take away things, but we do need it in. So again, to you new beginners, I like to play, if you know, just play around and just place some things in before I, you know, decide, yes, I'd like that there. I know I haven't got any more oddments because I've only cut one off. And again, I could have that shorter. I want one here, again, in the centre. Let me just take this big piece off. I could chop this into smaller pieces. Could I have that as a long piece and have that under? Oh, I could do that. I could do that. See, if you're like me, guys, you may change your mind and bring one here. So then I've got 1, 2, 3, the triangle. Or I could bring but then there's nothing here with the holly. So again, you take that into consideration, your spacing and your placement. Let me just hold it up. Something's not right. I like the one on the end, so I'm going to place this one on the end. I like that. And it's also, it's moving that way as well. Again, just place some of your foliage through, just so it looks more natural. So I do like that one, how that sits there. I actually like that. It's just down here. Again, then it's 4 pieces, and then that would irritate me unless I placed in another one. So I'd have to place in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That's how it would have to be. But if I let me just stand above it. Again, that's another thing you can do. I think it's what's bothering me is this red eucalyptus. It's too much on the top. Bring a bit of foliage through. One, two. Again, spread that one. Bring that there. I don't think I'm going to put one down here, guys. I think what I'm going to do is have it here, coming round here. I think it's too much. Let me take that bottom leaf off, because I definitely need something here. So I'm going to just manipulate that so it's slightly bending. And I'm going to lift it up for the movement as well. And then I'm going to place one in the centre here. I'm just taking the last leaf off because it's just not giving me enough stem. And I can't place the leaf on a pick because it hasn't got anything for me to do that, unfortunately. Right, just grab that glue. And I think as well, if I'm going to place a bit of ribbon like the smaller one, just hanging down here, and maybe do a little chocolate box bow here, that will take the position of this. So I'm not going to place in any more of that. We'll place that one back like that. We'll place that on the floor. Now, what I was thinking of doing with these poinsettias, because we've got here, I was gonna go, what's that? What I was gonna do was have one, if I turn it your way, like that, and then the other one down here, like that, slightly longer. Hence the reason I wanted a longer piece of foliage just there. And then with the other two, I was going to have, where was I going to place it? I think on the end here. I can't remember where I was going to place this one. I had a look earlier. Because we'd need one maybe here. But then there's one what would be needed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really want to work in odd numbers. Oh, let me just get my cup. Oh, that's lovely and hot. So what could we just try this out? That might look better there. Because we've got the poinsettia. I can't remember if I was going to do 2 there and 2 up here. But then wouldn't that look odd? I think it would have to go here. Just move that twig. Let me just turn it around, guys, so I can see. I definitely am going to place those there. 2 there for the length. I don't want one there because it's only short here. It's going to hit that poinsettia. And by placing it there on the end, around the end here, I can just lift it up. It's too close to this poinsettia. That is the focal flower in the centre. Now that's further away, they're further away, and this one sticking out the side here is further away because you've got your bow in the way there, and it's given this poinsettia space from that one. Now having it there didn't give the poinsettia any space. So I think I'm going to do it like that. It's more pleasing to my eye. I may need to place this one on a longer pick. I've just got a couple of longer picks here from something else, just to give me that length. Just wipe the glue off. That's popped out as I've pushed it in. And that'll be much better. So I'm definitely going to have the shorter one and the longer one for the length. I'm going to place I can just push it in a little bit more. No, it's not going. So there's probably a stem in the way. Oh, the flowers come off. I thought it felt a bit light. Let's place that back on. Right, let's try and find somewhere else. There we go. Wipe that glue off so it doesn't hide any holes that in case I want to place them in. And what I'm going to do, take that out of the way. Lift the head slightly. Then I'm going to have this one longer. Just cut a little bit off of there. And I'll place that one in. Wipe that glue. And then put it where I'd like it to sit. So we've got those two down at the bottom, if you can see, just going downwards. And I'm going to just pick that one up. So I'm going to place one here, like I said, it's got space, it's not directly on there. Here it would have been right next to the main poinsettia. And I didn't want it touching. Just find a piece I can get it in with. Oops. Oh my goodness. There we go. What's the... Oh, it's... So that is just on the edge there. And then I'll place in one on the bit at the end here. So I've got them on either end and then one here. So we've drawn another triangular position, and then we've got one here, so we've got a triangular position here, and then we've got a triangular position here. So I don't need the stem as long on this end. Just wipe that glue. And I'm going to just lift the head a little bit, not too much, because if anybody's looking at it and it's hung up from the side, they're going to want to see the poinsettia from the side as well. So we've got our red. Let's lift these twiggy bits up a bit. Again, you can manipulate and mess around with these as much as you like, guys. You can do it after. Or whenever you feel. Just mess around as you're going along. So, now I've got to be careful here, because I think on the ends here, because it's my end point, and I don't want anything interrupting that piece going down here. So if I keep placing in things here, what are long, I've got to bring it down here with these, because if I place it here, then I'm taking away that, well, as I call it, like a waterfall going down, or a stream. That's the word. You're taking away that stream going downwards. It's like it's joining up with this, and I don't want that. I want to stop here where it ends. So to basically stop, if I lift it slightly, stop where it ends here, I want something like that there. You could use a bigger leaf, you know, if you feel that you want to use something different, and maybe just add in as well with that, so it just doesn't look too bare. Let me get these dusted pine needles, and just add in something like that, just to fill in this little gap here, but finish there. That's your finishing touch. You don't want to go anywhere here. You want that gap here, because you're making that letter S. So the S doesn't join up. So you have to take that into consideration as well. So let me cut this little bit and place this in. And it's the same with the other side as well at the top. Wow. Oh, Jordan! Honest to God, I think you get a kick out of making me jump. What are you smiling at? My son just loves to put the jeepers up me. And because it's touching that poinsettia, I don't want that because it's pushing it down. So I'm going to bend the pine needle a little bit so that this tip is behind the poinsettia. And then with the ivy, I'm going to place that over here. So it's got some foliage there. But before actually we do that, I want to have some of this hanging. Oh, let me just have a drink of my coffee. Cut the end again. What I do sometimes is bend it over so I get and hold it so I get a nice cut. And I'm gonna bring a piece this side and a piece that side. I could place a bow, just a small bow underneath, but bear in mind with this, it doesn't hold. So you could use the other one and just do a cut, you know, even if it's just one loop, and you could just place it there, just to have it there, and then have the two tail ends. So yeah, let's do that. So all I'm going to do with this is just cut. I don't want no tail ends with this. So I'm going to cut there like so. Then I'm going to get and just try and measure how long I want it. So I'll double up. I've measured it with one side around that length. So what I'm going to do is fold the ribbon over. So I've doubled up. Let me just cut that one as well on the end. And I'm not going to cut that because what I'm going to do when I've done that, I'm going to just place it there. And then when I get my cable tie, I will go over . If you can hear that, guys, it's my other cat. Pull, and before I do it, get my floral wire, go through the back, bring this round, and then I'm going to just pull tight because I don't need to manipulate the loop in any way. Get my floral wire and then just twist it a couple of times and then wrap one around the other till there isn't any left. I'm going to cut. So I've left myself with a stem. You do have this little bit left here from your ribbon. To shorten that so you don't see it, you just snip it quite close like that, and then it's hidden. And you've just got your loop, one loop, and this is the same on either side, so it doesn't matter which way it falls because it's just the same pattern. And then I'm going to sit that like that and have those hanging that side, if you can see. So let's just get this in. So we haven't got to disturb when we place in the ivy. And push it in. That's that side. Oops. There we go. and then one dangling down that side. So you can just keep that like so. So you've just got a little bit of, you know, adding a little bit more interest. If you want, you could do it at the top, dangling down, but I don't want to do that. Because I've got this where it's got no wire in, it's not going to hold. It'll, you know, so I'd rather just keep it at the bottom where the arrangement is, where the rest of them are dangling. So we'll move that out of the way. So now I'm just going to show you with the piece of ivy again. You can use bigger leaves. You can use salal. You can use laurel. And I'm going to sit that like that. So that's covering the end bits here, because I want to put something there so you don't see the end. So we'll go through here. Just got a bit of glue on that. So if I show you now on there, that is leaning over, so it's covering the end, and there's your finishing bit as it's when you've got it hung up. And then you've just got these little bits hanging. Let's lift those up a little. And then you've got your ribbon coming down, also in the centre, joining up with the ribbon at the bottom. So drink. Now I need to bring a little bit of red in, but I won't place these on top. It's too much because there's a lot of red going off on top. So to balance it out, I'd bring these and I'd just bring them coming around. I'm just going to place them. I'm just going to sit that there. Again, I don't want too many. That's a bit too close to that one. So we've got those there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't want any more, I don't think, unless I place one there, but then it's covering the gap here. So I could place it under to make 5. Just that gap needs to stay clear from anything. Right, let's get, I'm not going to use those scraps. So I'm going to go around with these, the bay leaves. And I'm going to bring, I can get it in. That under there. Just wipe that glue. I'll bring that one there. Now this one here, I'm bringing here because I need a little bit of red here. It's just slightly bare and not got any colour. You could use berries if you like, you know, holly with berries, or you could use just red berries to bring with it. Again, I'm bringing this so it's coming round this way. I'm not, you know, just sticking it out like that. I want to give it that little bit of movement just to show that it's going in a certain direction. There we go. Wipe the glue off of that as well. And I'm doing the same with that, bringing it slightly round. And even if it's just a bit of, you know, colour on the bottom, that's okay, because that's what I'm aiming for because of all the colour that we have above. So we'll do the same there. That one. Sorry, I've got my jacket on again, guys. It's just a case of I don't want to place the heater on because it does make a lot of noise. So then when you switch the heater off, it's really, really cold. I could cut those short, actually. I may cut those short because you can barely see them. Again, I wasn't promising that I was leaving these long. It was just a case of I wanted to see as we went along. I don't mind that one. I like that. I like it to go over. Right, do I? Before I place any others in, I want to soften it with some softer foliage to bring that lovely. I always say with the foliage, with it being softer, it reminds me of like a cold winter's day, and you're sat in front of a fire and your foliage is really the soft effect, and it makes it look really cozy, so to speak. I don't know if that's just me with a weird imagination, but that's how I look at it, and I think it's wonderful. Oh, guys, I wasn't going to put my garland up till December. Oh, I was itching last night to get it up. So this morning, before I started work, I've placed it up. I don't know if my husband's noticed. I have to tell him that I've done something for him to notice. Because I'll say to him, did you see it? He'll say, no, no, no. So again, I don't want now going down there. If I place this here, if I just turn it, because we've got this long one here, I'm trying to avoid that connecting with that. So I'll bend it a bit further over. That, let me take that little bit off. So I don't want to bring that there because, well, then again, I could. It doesn't look too bad. I didn't want to just stop at one position like that. No, I'm going to do it. And then I have this as well. See these dangly bits? So I may bring one of those in. What I'm trying to do with it, I don't want to go down at the same length as this. I want to keep around the height or the length of the conifer, and then just gradually blend it in with one just slightly, a couple of half an inch or so longer than this, and just slightly, blend it in softly so it doesn't look like it's a gap and then a line. So let's just do that. Or I could do it the opposite way, really. Let's see, because that's quite close to that one. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is, again, like I say, just gradually connect the two together. I don't want it as long as that, so I need to push it in. This is quite hard. Let's cut it a little bit more. I don't know what I'm using my scissors for. Oops. So let's just get the glue off. You'll see what I'm saying in a moment. Now that has got to be longer than this because we're staggering it. And that's how you gradually incorporate something, by just slowly staggering. Now I don't want this as long as that one. So as you can see, it's slightly shorter, and that's good. So it's just moving in slowly. I want to get around here, and just around there, and I'm not going to put it exactly there because it's too close like that. I want space. I need it to breathe. So I don't place them exactly next to each other. Near, but not exact. So I'm going to place it going this way. And again, bend just the tips and that so it looks like it's getting full. And just bring it there. And incorporate some of these around as well. Lift some up also. So I've done that. I could easily get one of these here, but again, it's right next to that one. So what I'm gonna do, what was I looking at earlier to use? My good gracious me, I've got the silly head on. Was it a mimosa? Oh no, I know what it was. I could either place in a pine cone, or because it's slightly bigger and that's slightly hidden, something slightly bigger, and bring it down a little bit again to join in. So some lotus heads. So I think the lotus heads, I'll bend it upwards as well, so it's sitting upright. So again, that's slowly going in. So I'm going to use those. So bear with me a moment, guys, while I get them. They're all at the bottom of my bag. can't see, it's dark. It's dark. It's dark. Oh, let me just use a new bag. Let me just use a new one of these. Move out the way, silly boy. So again, I don't want to overload with these. You could go out, in, like so. That's a bit small. So, or you could keep them all out, or you could stagger them. Because I've got a gap here, I may want to bring one in here. I'm just going to place them. There's a gap where there's not really anything here. You see, I don't want it to looking the same. I could place a smaller one there, so it's not too much. Let's have a look. I definitely want one there. Smaller one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel I need something here. Just under the poinsettia. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's balance it out. You may not see the one under the poinsettia until it's hung up. So, again, let's get some picks on. That one's got one. These haven't. And all I do is just put a bit of glue on the end. Push it in. It's like paper. It goes in extremely easy. So that one's going there. I've got one under here. I've used a big one to go under the poinsettia, so it can be seen once hung up. Again, you see the glue come out when I've pushed it in. I just wipe that off, guys, as much as possible, because I don't like to see blobs of glue showing. And then we'll get the others. One here. Put that one there. And then one more. And then it'll be just a case of just filling in, really, unless I decide to use, I think I'm going to decide to use what we've got left, some bits from there. So I don't want that too close to that one. So I'll place that there. Again, give them space. And I may these are stuck around. So we've got that one there, that one there. And maybe one in there. I definitely need one around here. Let's see. There's a gap there. Could bring that one under there. If you see powder on my hands, it's from these. Look, the powder comes off. I think we may need one here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, I want one more. I can't just deal with 6. That'll play on my mind, everybody. I think, oh, I've got that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So do I, let's just, I may bring that one down here. Oh no, we've got a space here. Let's place it under here where the poinsettia is. And give that a little bit of a touch. So that's what I'm going to do. So then we've got 7. So I'm not going to place any more of those in. So we'll place those on the floor as well. I'm not going to place any more of these in. So we'll just fasten these back up. Save that. I don't need the scissors. Let's just get rid of all the stuff we're not using now. We've finished. Right, so now I'm going to, I'm going to place in the lotus heads before we place in the pine needles. And because I've chosen the lotuses, because they are quite big and they will cover a lot of space. So again, I'm just slowly incorporating into that piece that goes down into our stream. And then place that there. There's our other loop. Now a lotus head around here under the poinsettia. And again, this will cover this gap here. I think I need to cut that a little bit shorter. It's a bit too long. Don't want it sticking out to where it's got no support and it's going to start wobbling. There. So then one up on top. I'm not adding the stems extremely long. They're only 3 inches long because I don't want them around the sides sticking out. I've got a long glue string following me. I need something there. I can see a gap. No, that's in the wrong place. Oh. Get the glue. Get the glue. Again, don't be afraid to pull it out if you feel that it's in the wrong position. Like I've just done. There. I'm going to place one here. And a bit of foliage around. Yeah, it definitely needs some filler foliage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I'm going to place in just some of these. I don't know how many I need. I've placed one in already. Let's just take 4 out for the moment. So I've already placed one in. Mind you, let's get these in first because I was place those in. I was going to get these in after. I don't want to forget, then lift it up, guys, and they drop off. Silly me. Just twist that slightly so that's leaning, going around that way. Let's get this one in. Just here. I can see. Oh my good gracious me. Let me turn it around, guys. I can't quite see. Get that in. Why's that not going in? That's better. And I had one down here I want to place in as well. What have I done with my clippers? Oh my good gracious me. Oh, they're here. G. Just under here as well. Where the poinsettia is. Get the dust off. One up here. Bend that slightly and twist it like it's going upwards. And then this one under the hollow. You could have the letter S stands for Santa or St. Nicholas. So now we're going to get some of these in. I don't want them going inwards. We're going to have to get filler foliage to place in here to cover up the bits that are on show. So now I'm going around the sides and I'm looking for a gap, what's on the outer side. Now, I'm placing these in basically as well for the softness, but also to fill in a bit more of the gap that's there. But if you, obviously as you're still going around and you see gaps, even if I've just placed that in, then that's where you start to add in a bit of your filler foliage, or maybe a floral, you know, like the poinsettia or pine cone, or, you know, anything like that, just to add in to give it that little extra fill, you know, to fill it and to give it that, so it doesn't look, you know, like it's slightly bit, you know, it's bare in places. Now I can see I need something there, so if I just cut that and show you, as you can see, there's that there, so I know something's needed there. So I'm going to have to place in something that's got a wider leaf to cover that area there, whether it be this or whether it be something else, but that's how you do it. And then I also, on the inner side, I can see the grapevine, so I'm going to be bringing some of this around the inner side as well. I just want to get in some of our sage leaves. May have to cut a few more again to soften the look. And down here there's a gap where where the wire is and everything. I want to bring one there, but when I bring it in, I've got to bring it so it's pointing outwards like that, not like that, because then it's joining that gap from that letter, from the bottom of the letter, and that's what I'm not wanting. That piece is our last piece, so I'm going to place it at an angle, and again I may need filler in there as well. Let's just move the ribbon. So I'm going further and placing it at that angle to bring it like that. And if you feel that it's not holding as good and you've got something that will hold it like a you know, in place, like the eucalyptus with the wire where it's wired right to the tip, bring that in just to hold it in place, and place it like I have here in between two leaves, so it doesn't, that leaf doesn't go past the stem of that eucalyptus, so it's holding that there for you. Or you could glue a bit of it onto the other leaf underneath as well to keep it secure as well. I want one around here, so I'm going to take this around here. I'm going to bring one near the opposite side of the poinsettia. And I'm taking my time with this, guys, because I really do want, you know, especially the beginners or the ones who have never done one before, just to see. You don't have to rush, guys. Even if you're advanced, you just don't have to rush, unless you're on a time scale and it's an order for somebody, you know, and you're a bit late doing it. Well, still don't rush. No, still don't rush. I don't like to rush any of my work. I mean, I've got a speed that I've picked up over the years, but I just don't like to rush to the point where you make mistakes. I'd rather take my time and concentrate than rush and, you know, make a mess of it and the customer's not happy. So I'm just going to go under here just to bring a little bit out there. Right, I'm going to go now around with some on the inside of my ivy. Again, you can use cypress leaves, pine needles. Oh, that's gone through. I don't want that, so let's bring that back out. Spread the leaves. So I'm covering up I may add in a little pine needle or something. So I'm just, you can't see, I'll place one there, but you can barely see it. But I'd rather be, place it in than not have it. Yeah, I'm going to place another one there. Or do I place something else? Let's come back to that. So I'm going to go around the inside up here now. There's knowing where to hold. Again, it's you're just filling in these gaps. On the inside. And if you've got as well any scrap foliage, I've got plenty. Just add in some scrap foliage to fill in as well. I'm just going to go round here on the inside. I've got a bucket full of scrap foliage. I can't place that anywhere. That you can use as well to place in. I've got some little bits like these fern. You can add those. I may add that one because it's quite a Christmassy look. And these are just my scraps, but that's still covering that gap, and it's also giving you a different texture along with the ivy, so it's not all ivy that you see filling in. Alternate with different textures, different leaves. Like so. I have one more I'm going to place here. And it just gives it more of an interest as well. You know me, guys, I'm all about having an interest, pleasing to the eye. I just need some more. What time is it? Oh, he's getting ready for his food. Even though he's got 45 minutes to wait. There's a little piece. So yeah, all little scraps I've got in here, what I've used. Well, not what I've used, what I've cut down, and there's the odd little bits left on the stem that's not needed. Oh, there's a piece. There's another piece. And a little one here. So I'll place that on one of these picks I've cut. Oops. You can add in some spruce off of a piece of tree if you or garland that you've got left. Because I do use my garlands for swags and things like that. So we're going to place a piece in here. Just again, I may place a little ivy in there as well. I think it's needed something as well here. There's one there I can see. Let's add this in with it. Again, different textures and contrast. So I'm going to place that there, and then the ivy next to it. And as you can see, that's filling up that area there that we've had a bit of a gap. Have I got those in here? See, I've even got a piece of floral here. I could have placed that on a pick. So I could use a floral as well. Again, broader leaf, or cover a multitude of gaps up. So let's see if there's any there. Let's just check up here first. There. Again, always check your arrangements as you go, you know, once you've done, because you may need to place in a little bit of filler foliage. And I just saw one at the bottom. I want it one that's slightly wider. As I was checking down here, I saw one here. And look as well underneath. It doesn't hurt to just check. Again, that just shows how dedicated and, you know, that you take a lot of care in your work. You're thinking of all areas. Right, I think that may be it. Where's that other piece of ribbon? Hiding here. Oh, one moment, I've just saw one more. I can't not leave it, because that will play on my mind. One right here where the holly is. Bring that bit through. I need something there. What have I used today? You know what I'm going to put in there? Just a bit of this tree pine that we've used. Again as well, that's, you know, use something that you've already used, because then it keeps it balanced. I'm going to take a few of the leaves off, so for you new beginners, you can pull some of the leaves off and just, you know, to give you a longer stem. Or if it's scraps and you don't need some of the leaves, just pull them off and use the rest. So that needs to go this way, because it's facing this way. That's better. So that today, guys, is our Hogarth shaped arrangement or wreath, or, you know, door arrangement. Let me just get all these bits up. We don't want them on the worktop. Look at all the dust. Look at all the dust. We'll put those back. And those, I don't need those. And you can do this in any colour that you wish, guys. You know, again, as I always state, it doesn't have to be in the colours that I've done it. You know, everybody's got their own taste in colour of what they like and and design. But if you feel you can give this a go, you know, give it a go. And just by, even if you've got joining two little things together, like I did with the, two little crescent shaped or moon star little wreaths, only 6-inch, perfect for a beginner to have a go. When I first started, I started on small wreaths and things like that, and I just worked my way up as time went on, and I got more confident, which, there's nothing wrong in that. It's okay seeing these big wreaths. It can be quite, intimidating to beginners who have not done anything like that before. But don't worry, guys. Don't rush to think, oh, I've got to hurry up and get it to design big wreaths. No, you haven't. A lot of people like small wreaths as well. So, you know what I haven't put on? I haven't put on a hook. I can't believe I've not put a hook on it. So, let's just get a piece of rope that I use. You can use floral wire, even pipe cleaners for your hook. It's your decision. I just have a big roll of this, so I don't mind using this, and it's quite an earthy look. Now, I don't even know if I'm placing this in the correct place. I'm going to weave it through. Maybe I may have to move it when it's on the easel and move the hook. Hence the reason I should have placed it on first. Silly me. But don't worry. I can't seem to. And again, I'm just going through around the wreath. To the back. If I can. That's in the right place. Just threaded it through. Or, the foliage that was in the way. That may be too far forward. I may have to place it here somewhere. Yeah. So that's too much to the end. That's better. I'm just going to tie a knot. And concerning the mechanics on the back, you can, let me just tie that, guys. We've got the mechanics still showing on the back of it here. Move those back. Still here. So you can, if you feel you want to, or get again a piece of oddment that you've got. We've got these left, so you could easily just make it look like that's joining up, or just use something like that just to go over, because it, for all the customer knows it's coming from out the front to the back. And then you could just do that, just add a couple of different leaves, so it doesn't look too obvious that you've just placed a leaf there. So if I just show you as well how to do that. So we've got this copper wire here, so I'm going under. I can get this in. I know I did it tight, but let's try this side. Yeah, under, bend it like so. Again, pull off a few of these leaves off of here. I don't need all of them. I'm going to go, no, I'm going to go here. Just, you know, to make it look like you're just doing a little design, but you bring in that you've brought from the front. Let me, I think I had a spare piece. No, I don't want that because it's a bit lumpy. So let me go into my, as I call my stash box. See, what's this? Oh. I could use this. What's this? Holly with the looks of it. Just green holly. And what I'm going to show you as well, what you can do, cut the leaf off, not the stem. You don't need the stem. Again, just cut this leaf off, so you've just got that. Get your glue gun, or if you place a little bit of glue on the back of it, the back of the leaf, place it over, just over your mechanics. And again, that brings that and mimics with those, you know, blends in with those. I always tend to put, if I'm doing that, a little, about 3, and then of 1 style leaf. And I'm going to go here because I can see it here. And but I'm placing it in a different direction to that one. You know, I don't want it to be all the same. And then I'm going to get another one, put a bit of glue. And when I say put a bit of glue, I'm only placing it at the bottom here because it's that, just that bit that I want sticking. And then I'm just going to place that in another direction. So then you've got it covering it like so, if you can see. So I've placed 1 going downwards, one up and one to the side. Then I've got this going to the side as well as the ivy. So it just looks like you're blending in a bit of the foliage with the arrangement from the back, from the front. So I've placed that hook on. Let's see if I get my easel out, that I place the hook in the right place. So again, you can do this in your own colour choice or your customer's colour choice. If you've got two little crescent shaped wreaths, or you could do it in two little miniature wreaths, 6-inch wreaths as well. And just attach them together, and then just leave the side of a bit of the side of it, you know, empty. Right, let's just alter that so that this coming down in the correct position. Let's bring that down there actually. So I might, let me just get, I think I'm just going to get a little bit of holly. Fill in that gap. Yeah, I'm just going to get a little bit of holly. I'm just going to pop it where the bow is at the bottom. And again, I'm just going to pull these last few off. So I've got a bit of a stem. And I'll show you once I've done. That flower's just, I'm just messing about with the ribbon. Get that down there. And that poinsettia may, I want the head up, but the one above it's too far down, so I may have to bring that one quite far up. There we have it. That's it. Right, I'm going to bring the camera up. Oh gosh, look at the mess. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let me just get these antibacterial wipes, guys. And just get this dust off. I'll give it a proper clean once it's done. But yes, sorry, as I was saying, you could do it in your own colours, your customer's colour choice. And by just getting even 2 small rings. I don't know if I've got 2 small rings here. and just doing the exact same thing, attaching them together and just leaving some of it, you know, half bare on one side, like you would if you was doing a crescent wreath. And but do the same procedure and just attach two. And that's basically all. Well, I say that's basically, some people find that quite difficult to understand or confuse. Not difficult, but confusing. I know it can be sometimes confusing, especially when you're a beginner. I was the same, guys. And I think we all need to take, you know, into consideration, there's people out there who are just beginners. We've all been there, you know. So let me just put those back. Right, I'm going to alter the camera. I'm going to shut my cat out because he's wanting food and he'll not stop crying again. So let's bring the camera back and bring it up. Oh my gosh, I've got to go far back. I hope you can see that, guys. You can see the top where it's starting and then at the bottom, because the camera keeps moving. Let me move that in. So yes, if I can bring this down slightly. As you saw at the beginning, we attached our two little crescent shaped wreaths and made the letter S, which is classed as a Hogarth arrangement, which basically is the H-O-G, is it H-O-G-A-R-T-H, I think. But yes, that's the name of you know, the style of the arrangement, meaning the curves and the letter S, which is, you know, is lovely. You can do it in vase arrangements and things like that, glass vase arrangements where it's circular, or you can do it for, I've done it in real, when I did real flowers. But yeah, it's lovely. You can make lovely designs. So again, that's what we did at the beginning. We attached in our poinsettia because I needed an elbow. I needed to see the central point for me to be able to work around and know which way, you know, I'm placing things. By adding little twiggy bits like this, just gives off that little, like, because there's only a few little leaves on, I guess, you know, a little wintry feel that all the leaves are dropped off the tree, or virtually all the leaves. And again, I wasn't sure about the red silver dollar, but I think that, you know, because I haven't overdone it with it, it looks quite nice, and it doesn't actually spoil it too much. And by adding movement again with your dusted twined fern, and you know, again the twiggy bits and the conifer, because that moves, you know, there's a lot of things in here that are you know, move apart from these pine needles. They are quite stiff, but yeah. And the conifer, it's floppy, you know, when it's in, and things like that. And then adding just two poinsettias at the bottom, one higher than the other. I keep seeing glue strings. Gives you that look of it going downwards, because what we've done, we've kind of come around through the centre, back down, and then we're going back down, you know, in a stream at the bottom. And then obviously the bow behind. Hence the reason I didn't want a big, you know, anything in the centre of my bow, because the flower was going to sit in the centre. And then just a few small maybe poinsettias around here, and to make the triangle position. So here, 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 your triangle, you know, and then you've got it, I can't see, here, here, here for your triangle position as well. Just keep bearing in mind that triangle position, because that helps you balance out your arrangement, you know, and also by working in odd numbers, it tends to balance out your arrangement more. I'm not saying that it doesn't look pretty with even numbers. They're just as stylish and beautiful. So, and then again, going up this way, I've placed in my foliage as, they keep catching on things. The foliage is going around that way, because that's the way the shape of the grapevine wreath is going, is that way. And then when I come round this area, it's going under, so it's going over and then under. So I place all my foliage and that going over. Obviously the few wispy bits that are sticking out, but they're quite airy. You tend to see through them. You tend to focus on the actual form and, you know, structure of the actual arrangement and the colour. A lot of people, when they do buy arrangements from anybody, the first most important thing that they look for is the colour, then the style. So it's always the colour, because they look for the colour of their home decor, you know, for how it would suit and how it would fit in at their home where they live, you know. And also if they're giving it as a gift, like to their mother, you know, or something like that, they know the whole colour of her decor, or maybe she would like something in her favourite colour. But so that hence when they come and have a look at your arrangements and that, it's the colour they look for first. And so do I. So, and I guess many of you do as well. But I also wanted to add in some lotus heads for a bit of that earthy look. And also with the lotus heads, they do hide, you know, a lot of the grapevine at the back. So you don't have to use as much filler foliage and things like that. And if you haven't got those, you could use pine cones as well. They, you know, you can get some lovely big pine cones. You could use those, or maybe if you wanted to place more poinsettias in, and you want to bring them closer to the centre, you could do that. But just take into consideration space. So you need that poinsettia is your focal point. If you are going to place flowers around it, don't try to basically hide the central, you know, your focal point. Give it a space. When I talk about space, I mean something like a couple of inches or 2-3 inches of space, you know, or you know, anything like that. So you could have it here, and then you could put your poinsettia here. You've gave it at least a couple of inches space there, and not just above. Also here, you have to take the space into account as well. Like here, I've gave the point of this leaf here on the poinsettia to that point, you are looking at about 1.5 inch gap, because that bow is in the way, so that's breaking those two up, so it's giving it space. So just remember to add space. And it's basically like when somebody says to, oh, just let them breathe, you know, when somebody's just close by you and just always, I don't know what the word is, but smothering you, and you just want to say, oh, leave me alone, let me breathe, you know. It's a similar process thought, a similar thought if you think about it. It's like the flowers. There's for example, if I'm talking in human terms, that's me. I don't want lots of flowers around me because I want to breathe, you know. And so that's why I place the flowers here, here and here, so it can breathe, so I can breathe in the middle. If that makes sense, if that's easier to understand. And then I just added some softer touch foliage, you know, and it's the same texture as the lamb's ear, so that softens it as well and gives it, also I find personally, a warmer feeling, you know, because it just, and also having a lighter colour, it bounces off from the other darker coloured texture, because this is solid and it's soft. Now these are spiky and long, so it's you know, the contrast against each other. And then you've got your spiky or your long bay leaf, but it's glittery, so that's just representing a bit of the Christmas theme with it, you know, but not overdoing it with the glitter. Again, as I say, not everybody likes them. They're more traditional, and berries and red poinsettias. I think it's the younger ones now that I tend to be going for the more whimsical and things like that. Well, I said, no, that's not fair. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, guys. It's, it's just everybody to their own, So it could be the older generation, the grannies who like the whimsical. Good on them. So, again, just take all that into consideration. So give it a go if you can and you feel confident enough. And again, practice on a little one first before you decide to do a big one. And if you go wrong, don't be afraid to pull things out, and just take the glue off the stem and clean the stems if you want to start over again from the beginning. But if you've placed something in the wrong position, take it out, remove the glue, put glue back on it and stick it in the position where you'd like it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the greatest advantage of artificial flowers. So, and again, whatever colour you like, guys, but enjoy it. Just enjoy that challenge and enjoy, taking your time and watching it come together slowly. Because that is what makes it a beautiful hobby or job, just to see that creativity, slowly work its way to the final, touches. It's wonderful. So please subscribe, share and like to the world, to all your flower power friends, to your grannies, whomever, granddads, uncles, dads, who love flowers or love gardening and they just want to sit back and watch something. Invite them along, tell them to come and join us. I'm a friendly person, jolly person. We'll have a good time, and maybe it might inspire you to do something in your garden, something like this, and join in, or just sit back and watch and enjoy. You're all welcome. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care, and again, if it's cold where you are, please wrap up warm and stay safe. And I won't be here tomorrow because it's my busiest day. I've got a garland to do as well, a 7-foot garland, so I'll be cracking on with that. A lot of preparation before I actually start. So have a wonderful weekend, and keep creating, have fun, enjoy, and I'll see you bright and early Monday. I love you all, guys, and please keep your comments coming. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Oops a daisy. Oh, that came off a bit hard. My gosh. It's this new phone I've brought, guys. It's bigger than my other one, so it's a bit tougher to get off the stand. Let's just move that light from the cameras. Right, there's your lotus heads. If it zooms in, I'm probably too close. Oh yeah, I may be too close. There's your glittery poinsettias there. There's your wonderful red velvet poinsettia with the sequins. Just the plain bow where we've, well, not plain, the checkered bow or tartan bow, whichever it may be. Christmas bow. Let's leave it at that. Just in the centre, in 4 corners. And then you've got this little one loop down here with the little red, it's not wired, the little red and green Christmassy ribbon as well. You've got your twigs here, look guys, look at those with little leaf, and again you just twirl them around, stick them out, stick them back, forward, up, down, wherever you like. And there's some as well. Just that adds that little bit of extra touch and more of a natural look as well. And then you've got your dusted pine needles. You've got your also tree pine there, your holly with the berries, your ivy that we have there. Where's the conifer? The conifer's there. and the glittery bay leaves and the sage leaves there. And just a few little bits of, that's globe fern, with little bits of filler foliage out of my bucket that I save from the oddments. And there's the red silver dollar eucalyptus as well. So I hope you had fun, guys. I hope you give it a go. Maybe if not in the letter S, you know, just half of a crescent instead. But just give it a go and have fun and enjoy. I love you all, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now. Bye.